Hey, thanks for tuning in today. I hope this video finds you well. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to give you an update on Mexico's smoking ban, the strictest smoking ban in the world, one of the strictest smoking bans in the world. So the original reports were, the news are all reporting that basically you can't smoke anywhere in public. And the public was led to believe that you could only smoke a cigarette in your house, a private gathering, in your car. After reading the law, that is not the truth. You can't smoke on the beach, which sucks for many tourists. Other people are happy about it, but many people might be hesitant to come to Mexico. There is no smoking on the beach. Restaurants and bars, there's a catch to it. They have a smoking section, but if the entire business sells food, they're not allowed to have a smoking section, which makes no sense to me. Hotels have adapted and they have smoking sections of the hotel where there's no food served. Because let's be obvious, the Holiday Inn resorts, the reuse, they're not gonna miss their money. But technically, yeah, you're not supposed to smoke in your room. I don't really think they'll enforce that, but those are the rules. I guess they have places in hallways. From some of my friends have reported, they put on this floor you can smoke by the ice machine, things like that, and they have it roped off. So that helps a lot of people coming here, because the original reports, I'm going to get back to this, are you can't smoke anywhere in public, in your private residence or your car. It's not true. You can smoke, it's legal to smoke on a street, as long as it's not within 30 feet or 30 meters. I'm from the US, we don't know what a meter is. I'll never understand what a meter is. I got it, I'm being facetious. But yeah, you can smoke. I was smoking in front of Walmart. Nobody said a word. There were a lot of other people smoking in front of Walmart the other day. I don't like going to Walmart a lot, but I had to go next door to Sam's Club to buy some things for the business. And nobody said a word. The employees were smoking. It seemed normal. So yes, you can smoke in public. It's just not supposed to be in front of a business. Now, the first person we have in Mexico, what's called an Amparo. An Amparo is basically, it's a suspension of the law. Let me cover my name up here. It looks like this, okay? It's a federal court order that means for the person who filed it or the company who filed this. So many pages. It's ridiculous. It's like 26, 27 pages. For the person who has filed the Amparo, whatever the law is, doesn't apply to them. So Walmart was the first business to file the Amparo against the federal government. And basically what they claimed is that cigarettes are legal. So by restricting the manner in which they are allowed to display their legal product, it violates their law to free trade, which is technically correct. So Walmart was the first one. It's actually Walmex, which is also the biggest retailer in Mexico. That's a lot to think about. The biggest retailer in Mexico. So they went after the federal government. So what has happened with the Walmart, basically it's not a lawsuit. It's just excluding them from the law, as they claim it's basically unconstitutional. It violates their freedom. So what happened is the federal judge in Mexico City, Quintero, she said that she didn't grant it to him immediately, but it hasn't reached a final decision yet. Now Walmart can, if they're denied this, they can always appeal this. And what this is over is them not being able to display cigarettes in the stores. So they can appeal that. Now this is separate from a lawsuit. All that does is say the law does not apply to Walmart. Whereas many unconstitutional laws in Mexico, it leans more towards Roman law. It's not constitutional law like we have in the United States, as in like the Miranda case. The Supreme Court ruled that Miranda was not advised of his rights, so you have the right to remain silent. That applies in the United States to everybody in the United States. Whereas in Mexico, that Miranda decision would only have applied to Miranda himself. So it's a difference in law. So basically what I'm saying is that Walmart filed for it. Walmart's pissed. When Walmart's pissed off, I don't know, does Walmart have more money than the Mexican government? It's got to be pretty close. So they're not happy. And just about every state in Mexico, the union of restaurants, there's so many unions here. There's a union for everything. I mean, there's a union for water distributors. There's a union for beach workers who rent umbrellas. They have a union. So unions in every state have argued that more than 25% of their business will be lost under this new smoking ban. So they have filed just straight up lawsuits. Some of them maybe have filed for Amparos, which is not a lawsuit. It just means the law does not apply to you. Chihuahua, I think they had over like 500 restaurants file with over like 300 people, 300 entities who manage and run 500 businesses have all filed lawsuits. Now these are lawsuits seeking money, not exemption from the law, seeking money. So it's really getting ugly. It's getting ugly. But as far as you, the viewer, the tourist, coming here for vacation, can you still smoke in restaurants? I can only speak for Sinaloa. Yes. Yes, you can. Some of them, no. It's on a case-per-case basis, but you'll find somewhere where nobody cares. And let me remind you this. It has been illegal to smoke in restaurants in Sinaloa for years now. I can walk 2 blocks up the street, go into a bar, sit down, order a ballena, order a beer, and ask for an ashtray and light up a cigarette. And nobody will say a word. So it's just kind of another law that's not enforced. Now I have heard that in Los Cabos, Baja California, there is a group, it's one of the acronyms, it's their job to enforce this law. It's like, it's like Semernet, we have Copris, CAPTA, so many acronyms. It's the government entity that actually enforces the law. They were going down the beach telling people that they're not allowed to smoke. Now, what people don't know is that they don't have the jurisdiction to detain you. They don't have the jurisdiction to fine you. Only a police officer can fine you. So here's the other question. Mexico is known for rampant police corruption. So a lot of people are arguing, and there's actually lawsuits over this, that this just gives the police another opportunity to rob tourists. And I do agree 100%. You light up a cigarette, they're saying the fines can be up to $500 for smoking on the beach or in a restaurant. I guess they're going to go after the restaurant, not you. But the police can come up to you and say, hey, come here. You're smoking a cigarette in public. The fine's $500. Give me 1,000 pesos, which is 50 bucks. It's like 46 bucks now. 47. Give me this money and I'll let you go. Which is total corruption. This whole law it just stinks. It reeks of corruption. So that's another problem with this. I really think, my personal opinions, that this will all just completely go away. Now, as for Sinaloa, nobody has said one word to me smoking in public. It's like another thing. It's technically illegal to drink a beer in public. People argue if it's covered up or if it's in a cup. People don't understand this. In Mexico, it is illegal to drink in public. Is it enforced? No. I could walk down the street all day long drinking beer, and I guarantee nobody will say one word to me. Most people, if you're out in, a big tourist area, they'll put, a bandana around it, a paper towel around it, or pour it in a cup. Nobody says anything. Now here in Mazatlan, they do crack down after, I think it's 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. If you're out there at the Malecon where all the tourists are and you're drinking beer, they tell you to either go to the bar or take it to your hotel, go home. Which, I kind of agree with, because it keeps, people get really, really, really drunk. And they leave the trash around, which is another problem here. They leave all their beer cans there. And it's at that point, it's just time to go home. They don't really bother you. They invite you to leave, which is a lot different than, hey, you're drinking beer in public, it's past 10. They just invite you to go somewhere else. Now, if you're on a date or something, you got it in a cup or it's covered up, nobody ever says anything to you. I can only speak for where I'm at. As far as smoking, nobody said a word to me, ever. It seems that it's a law, it's another law that nobody enforces. So I wouldn't really worry about it, but at the beach, at some of these beaches, someday soon, Cancun, it was like when they said we had to wear face masks at the Cancun beach. And they were supposed to close at 6. That never happened. So I wouldn't really worry about it. We'll see what happens. This is very interesting. I mean, this law is completely draconian. It's just, I don't know what they're thinking. It's it's basically the Socialist Party. It's the Moreno Party, the Brown Party. Just like everything they're doing in Mexico is just ridiculous. And without tourism, I can't see the survival of Mexico's economy. I mean, is that the point? Are they trying to destroy it? I don't know. Let me know in the comment sections. I hope this helped you out a little bit. But I wouldn't even worry about it. It's just another law that nobody cares about, as for now. I'll see you later. See you in the next one. Thank you.